So while I was living here, we were talking about, we read 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9 to 10, teachings of Peter concerning the people of God. And we said they are holy nation, they are chosen race, they belong to God, they worship God, they were once outside the covenant, and they are loyal priesthood, and they receive God's grace. So question 4c, read question 4c.
25:7 values that ought to promote justice in society.
Yes, what are the Christian principles that promote a society that is fair, a society that is with harmony? Number 1 is sharing, a society that expresses love through sharing, a society that is truthful and honest. Also, a society that acts according to the laid down rules and standards. Also, a society whereby people respect one another, and then everyone observes humility. That is point number 5. And also a society with people who are morally upright. And number 7, those who persevere and persist. Question 5a. Read the question.
Give reasons why the youth do not like manual work.
Yes, the youth do not like manual work because it is tiresome. It is poorly paid. Tiresome. It is poorly paid. Because education that they receive, or the modern education that they receive, prepares people for only white-collar jobs. Prepares people for white-collar jobs. And also it's because the youth sees it as meant for illiterate. That is, it is meant for people who are not educated. The youth do not like manual work because due to ignorance of its benefits. They ignore its benefits, and because it makes one dirty. Question 5b, outline 6 situations when a strike is justified. And to talk about manual work, I saw an example of a student. They were talking, and this student was in an Ivy League university. So she was being asked who's paying for your school fees. They said their parents. And then the next person was asking them, what does your parent do? You told them, no, he's just a normal person back at home. He was asked, and he is able to pay for your what? Your university, your father? He said, yes, comfortably. All the other students have taken loans. Then they asked, what does your father, what do you own? Nothing. You own everything that everyone has. Then they were asked, is there one thing that you have that maybe most people don't have? They said, she said, no. We just have the normal things that people have. Watu wakaanza kumuulizia mpaka akasema, sasa ni nini? Kila kitu tunacho ni kile mnacho. Akasema, anza kutaja hizo vitu. Akasema, tuna nyumba tunaishi, tuna mifugo. Unajua mifugo nani? Akasema, tuna ng'ombe 6,000. Jesus Christ! Na nafikiria it's normal, everyone has what? 6,000 cows. Mpaka wakati aliambiwa kila mtu hana ng'ombe 6,000, akasema all our neighbors have even 10,000. So unaona kwa nini afikiriwa na kitu? Ni mdogo tu, alikuwa anaingia first year university. It is not a story, it is a true thing. So unaona hizo ng'ombe unafikiria they cannot make you see, zinaleta man work. That is the point I wanted to drive in. Si ni man work. Ukiambiwa enda ukaangalia ng'ombe, sasa unasema nimekamilisha form 4. Mimi naenda wapi? So unaona huwa alikuwa anafikiria hao ng'ombe ni kawaida, kila mtu ana ng'ombe. So kwani mna ng'ombe wangapi? Kwetu tuna mmoja anaitwa Kasalo. Kwani ni wangapi? Wamefika 10. Jiulize kama so embrace man wewe ndio sasa nakufunza ndio ununue wangapi? 6,000, si ndio? Ukinunua 6,000 unakuwa tajiri. 6,000 hata fanya na 1,000 kwanza. 1,000 unakamua, si ndio? Unakamua kila siku. Si hata 1,000 uko mahali. 1,000 tu uko mahali. Wao wana na yeye mpaka tunashangaa aoni kwanza hata wameajiri watu, aoni ni kitu cha kawaida. Kwa hivyo tuendelee. We were in question number 5B. Read question 5B.
Outline 6 situations when a strike is justified.
Yes, people here did not understand this question. Actually, I've even indicated here. When is it allowed for you as a Christian to have a what? A strike. When are you allowed to strike as a Christian? Yes? You are allowed to strike if it is a just cause. It is a just cause. Ile cause ya C.A.U.S.E. You're also allowed to strike if all other peaceful methods have failed. That is as a what? A last resort. If all other peaceful methods have failed. If all other peaceful methods have failed. Also, you are allowed to strike if there is reasonable hope of success. You have hope of success, a reasonable hope of success. If it doesn't lead to property destruction, if it doesn't lead to property destruction, if the benefits outweigh the risks, if the benefits outweigh the risks, if the benefits outweigh the risks, if it doesn't lead to loss of lives, if it doesn't lead to loss of lives, and if the intention is not for selfish gain, if the intention is not for selfish gain, if the intention is not for selfish gain, read question 5C.
Identify 8 major activities common to both Christianity and traditional African.
Yes. I think in the exam sometimes you are not keen because you are told both in what? In Christianity and traditional African what? Community. Both. When? So when you're telling me about reading the Bible, it is not, there is no reading the Bible in the traditional African community. Should be leisure activity in both. So singing and dancing. And if you want Christian songs, you're wrong. So you say singing and dancing. Don't specify storytelling, sports activities, traveling, gardening, taking a siesta. You go to a festival. Like the other day, there was a festival. I didn't know. I'm so old, my God. I was just seeing it after it has happened. I was shocked. The ones this generation was going to in Mombasa, I didn't even know it existed. Question 6F. It's called summer tides, something like that.
Explain why poverty was rare in traditional African society.
Yes. Why was it rare for people to be poor in the African traditional society? There was plenty of land. I'm happy most of you wrote there was plenty of land. So everyone could easily access it. Also, there was communal ownership. So don't repeat about communal ownership of land because we've already talked about land. You see, there's communal. Everyone owned the what? The available resources. Communal ownership of resources. There was mutual sharing. Everyone took part in communal work. Laziness was condemned. And this is the point whereby you also talk about, it's the same as saying hard work was praised. You are supposed to talk about one. It's just the same thing, whether you say that laziness was condemned and hard work was praised. Question 6B, the impact of introduction of money economy in the traditional African society. What was the results? What were the effects of introduction of money in the traditional African communities? It led to higher standards of living. High standards of living in that those people who are poor, Africans who are poor, could not afford. They were unemployed. So higher standards of living. High standards of living. Africans were able to interact with the outside world. Africans were able to interact with the outside world. It led to creation of social classes. Led to creation of social classes. Dowry was commercialized. So now people could be able to pay dowry in form of money. So it was commercialized. Individual ownership of land. Individual ownership of land. Cost of living rose. Cost of living rose. More opportunities for employment. Here we mean that it opened up more opportunities for huge employment. So more opportunities for employment. And people were able now to start doing work individually. It was not a communal affair working. It was an individual affair. The last question, ways in which the church is doing to alleviate status of the poor in the society. What is the church doing to alleviate poverty or to take away? I thought you don't understand the word alleviate, to take away poverty in the society. What is the church doing? Also, you did not understand this question. By organizing fundraising to help the needy. Fundraising to help the needy. So the church organizes for fundraising to help the needy. Enforcing fair wages. You enforce. That is, you tell the government to give every employer to pay fair wages. That is whereby we are talking about enforcing fair wages. Fighting for affordable and decent housing. This is whereby slum dwellers, you fight for their affordable and decent housing. You also, as a church, you fight for favorable loan systems. Favorable loan systems. You fight for price control. You fight for price control. Fair system of taxation. You ensure you fight for fair system of taxation. And then you also come together to develop projects. You come to